No, seriously, there were a lot of lessons. I mean, I think the best lesson, probably the most important lesson was that these are games. The games are made by teams, and it's still a lesson that I don't struggle with it, but I struggle to communicate it because I'd gone out to California to go to film school to be a movie director. So. And I made my own movies as a kid and as a college student, but I never made a professional movie, so it's still hard to know. When you talk to people who make movies today, it's still extremely collaborative, right? Yes, there's the director, but there's also the screenwriter, the producer, the studio notes, all these, the actor has his own writer that has to come in. So as much as the PR industry sort of sold me on the idea when I was a kid, that, oh, if you make movies, you get to call all the shots if you're the director. And I'm sure that is applicable in certain circumstances. In most cases, it doesn't seem to be the truth. But I was taking that idea of what a movie director was and applying it, oh, I'll be a game director. And so I kind of, and I didn't know. I mean, I made games as a kid on my own, like a one-man team, and it was stupid little games. But I had no idea, and so I would get into it, and I would go out there, or I would talk to the programmers, the artists, or the producers on Wikimania. And I was never a mean guy, but it was the mentality of, here's what I want, go do it, right? And obviously that did not sit well, especially, it wouldn't sit well in the movie business, but it certainly doesn't sit well in the business where you've got these highly educated, highly trained, highly paid, very smart people who you need to work with to create this stuff, And so I think the biggest lesson was, okay, your perception of what it means to be a game director, some of it is true, and some of it to this day I hold to, because I'm a very big believer, whether you're talking about an $80 million next-gen game, or certainly if you're talking about either one, really, you're talking about a little two-man or one-man or five-man indie game, there does need to be a voice to that game. There needs to be a spirit and a heart, and whether that spirit or voice comes from the entire team, which is extremely rare, or whether that spirit or voice comes from that one person that everybody gets behind, and then they contribute to that voice and become sort of a chorus of voices. That's all different. That depends on the game and the team. But I'm very much a believer in protecting that purity and singular heart and soul of a game, because I think games, like any other entertainment product, they're at their best when they connect with the audience in a soulful way, where you can, where they touch you and they move you. We look around here, I don't know if your camera, if you show over there, they're selling a bunch of sort of classic games from like back NES games, right? All the way up till recently. And it's like there are games on that shelf, most of the ones that are selling, especially the ones at a high price, are because people, when they were growing up or when they were teenagers or whatever, those games spoke to them, they touched them, they're important to them in their lives. You don't get there just by kind of like, make time to make the donuts. You don't get there if it's cookie cutter. So I'm a big believer in that voice. Well, what I learned from Wikimania was, depending on the team and the design and the goal, my responsibility above all else, well, A, it's to entertain and get people their money's worth, but my responsibility as a teammate is to protect that voice and make sure that voice is strong when the game ships. Now, it doesn't mean all the decisions that define what that voice is have to come from me. It doesn't mean any of them have to come from me. But if you're the game director and you're the lead designer, your job is to protect and nurture and grow, whether it's your own ideas, best case it's everybody's ideas that go through a filter that you're kind of the gatekeeper. And so your job is to protect that voice and that spirit, so when the game goes out in the world, it connects with people, because that's what making entertainment, and that's what entertainment does. So that's a long answer. Is on the surface, action, destruction, twisted sense of humor, over the top. You look at it and you see that. The thing I want people to know, though, is Twisted Metal really is, it's deep, it's strategic, to us it's a fighting game. so many variables of these vehicles that really make up who they are as characters, from the helicopter to the semi-truck to the sports cars. And so to me, I think it's worth knowing on Twisted Metal that we've got 30 levels, we've got 7 modes, we've got online, we've got local split screen for up to 4 players, we've got campaign mode. It really is, to us, a sport. It's a dark, twisted dimension sport, and it really is, to us, it's as deep as Street Fighter 2 or Mortal Kombat 2, mixed with kind of the speed of like an Unreal Tournament or a Quake Live. And so I think if you're looking for a game that has a lot of imagination and heart and personality, it is genuinely deep, strategic, tactical game that will keep you entertained for a long fucking time. Give us a rental, give us a try, maybe you'll even want to buy us and sort of come in to our sort of fandom of Twisted Metal and realize, because a lot of people look at Twisted and think it's just the surface thing, and it is definitely that. It's got all this depth that we're so proud of, so I would want people watching this to know that, to give us a shot. If you're looking for sort of the next great multiplayer addiction, give us a shot.